the next important parameter is beam efficiency. So we are seen in the previous diagram, we seen that. So this is what is we are saying that our main beam. So this is having some side lobe levels or minor lobes. So this is the actually total beam. So this is your main beam and this is your minor beams. So if you want to find out the total beam, so it is the summation of these two. So main beam plus minor beams, both will give you the total beam. So the beam efficiency is defined as D is equals to the measure. This is rho m is equals to measure beam area by total beam area. So total beam area is the summation of minor beams as well as the major beams. So the total beam area is equals to, this is the summation of major and minor beam areas. If you divide this one with the total beam area on both sides, then what you can get? So these two gets cancelled, it is equals to 1 and rho m by rho a. So this is the major beam, that is beam efficiency or major beam efficiency. This is the stray factor. If you combine these two, the efficiency of the major beam and the efficiency of the minor beam always should be equal to 1. So your efficiency of the minor beam is equals to minor lobe area by total area. So which is called stray factor. Next, another important parameter is directive gain. So in the directive gain, so how we can define the directive gain in terms of power density? So it is the ratio of the power density to the average power density PD of theta comma phi to the average power radiated. Suppose here we are taking the average power. So for that average power we are taking a isotropic antenna. So isotropic antenna, already in the previous slide I discussed about isotropic antenna. It is a lossless antenna and it can radiate any direction with uniform strength. So it is not possible to design an antenna which will radiate uniformly in all directions. So that's why whatever maximum radiation is there in throughout the sphere of 4 pi, it is same in each point. So the average power is, in terms of radiated power, is equals to power as average is equals to, so already we discussed this one in the previous one. So that is P rad by 4 pi, the average radiated power P rad by 4 pi, and the distance is r square. P rad by 4 pi r square. Suppose you substitute this value in the above equation 1. So then what we are getting is PD of theta comma phi by P average. If you substitute this one, so P rad by 4 pi square into r square. So see how we are getting. So this is finally 4 pi into, so this is P rad by 4 pi, that is PD of theta comma phi into r square by P rad by 4 pi. If you take this term to the here, so then it becomes 4 pi into PD of theta comma phi into r square by the radiated power, P radiated power. So this is equals to, we know that r square, the r square into PD of theta comma pi is equals to, that is radiation intensity U of theta comma phi. So GD, that is the directive gain, is equals to radiation intensity by average radiation intensity, that is equals to 4 pi by radiation intensity by radiated power. Two ways we can express this gain, that is the directive gain. So radiation intensity by average radiation intensity or 4 pi into radiation intensity by total radiated power. So what is the significance of this gain? So this directive gain will give the concentration of your antenna in the desired direction. The strength of your antenna in the desired direction, it can measure by using this directive gain. The parameter directivity. So for any antenna, gain and directivity both are very, very important. Suppose my concentration is in this direction, I want to radiate in this direction. So how long, what is the beam width of your antenna, and how much it is radiating from your input side to the output side. So directivity, the ratio, so same, this is also same, but only one change is maximum of your directive gain is called as your directivity. Maximum of your directive gain is called as directivity, and this is dimensionless. This is dimensionless character. So your gain has expressed in dBs, but in directivity it is not expressed in any parameter. So it is dimensionless. So GD max is equals to the power maximum by average power. So in the GD max, what we written? PD by PD average. PD average. So directivity is equals to maximum gain, maximum power in your desired direction is called the PD max, that is directivity. So the average power density can be expressed as, we know that average power density P rad by 4 pi r square. From this I am taking the 1 by 4 pi r square outside, and from this, so integration of pi is equal to 0 to 2 pi, and integration of pi is equal to theta is equal to 0 to pi. So we know that this is the power P of theta comma phi into r square sin theta d theta d phi. So we know that this is sin theta d theta d phi, that is the differential solid angle d rho, and we are cancelling the r square and r square. So finally 1 by root pi. So integration of pi is equal to 0 to 2 pi, and theta is equal to 0 to pi into P of, that is the radiated power, into the unit solid angle. So we can define the directivity is equals to, that is the maximum power by average power. So P of theta maximum by 1 by 4 pi into integration of, double integration of 4 pi into P of theta d rho. So we can rearrange the terms, then D is equals to, that is directivity is equals to 1 by 4 pi into integration of, double integration of P of theta comma phi by P of theta comma phi max into d rho. So we know that P of theta max is equals to the normalized power, that is Pn of theta comma phi. So we know that P of theta comma pi is equals to the normalized power pattern. So from this we can say that directivity is equals to 4 pi by, this is the integration of 4 pi is equal to 0 to 2 pi, and theta is equal to 0 to pi P of theta comma phi into d phi. So we know from the definition of beam area. So that is equals to surface integral of P of theta comma pi into d rho. So 4 pi by rho a. So directivity is equals to 4 pi by rho a. So directivity is the ratio of area of sphere with 4 pi radians to the beam area of your antenna. Suppose how much beam area is there, that means depending on your beam area, your directivity is dependence. Suppose if you are saying that your beam area is very wider, like this, it is very wider, so your directivity may be less. So if your beam area is like very smaller, then your directivity is very, very good. If it is more smaller, so it is very, very, very good. So, smaller the beam area, larger the directivity. So, suppose for any ideal isotropic antenna, your directivity is equals to 1, because, so from the formula of directivity, we are saying that D is equals to 4 pi by rho A. So, we know that for isotropic antenna, rho A is equals to 4 pi. So, if you substitute that value, 4 pi by 4 pi, it gets cancelled. So, its value is equals to 1 for a ideal isotropic antenna. But for all the practical antennas, this value is always greater than 1. So, if you want to get the maximum directivity, your beam must be very, very, very narrow. So, for all the point-to-point communication applications, your beam must be very narrow. Then only you can improve the gain, and then only you can improve the directivity. Suppose this is a simple case for a simple short dipole antenna, your directivity is equal to 1.5. So, that is equals to 1.76 dBi. dBi means decibels in for isotropic antenna. Isotropic. How directivity will be? Suppose if you are at the center, your antenna is there radiating in a particular direction. That is, for far away distance, we are calculating our radiation. So, our concentration is in this particular direction only. So, in this particular direction, your directivity is very good. So, your directivity is good means you can use the antenna for that whatever purpose you are using. And what is the relation between directivity and resolution? So, resolution is defined as that is first null beam width by 2. So, what is the first null beam width? Suppose you saw a Cartesian diagram like this. So, this is null. So, in this diagram, this is your maximum amplitude lobe, that is called major lobe. At this point, at the end of the first major lobe to the next lobe, this is called side lobe levels. This is first side lobe level. So, here that is called null. So, here the strength of the signal is 0. So, the angular difference between the major lobe left side and right side, that is called nulls. The first two nulls, that is called first null beam width. So, due to this first null beam width is equal to resolution is equals to first null beam width by 2. So, we know that from the radiation pattern diagram, first null beam width is equals to 2 times of your half power beam width. So, your half power beam width is equals to first null beam width by 2. So, in terms of antenna beam area is also we can express it in terms of, that is the theta in half power beam width and pi half power beam width, that is theta in the theta and pi in two particular planes. So, we know that theta hp is equals to, that means first null beam width by 2 in theta direction and first null beam width in the pi direction. If you are using n number of transmitters, or we are using the n number of point sources, then your resolution is equals to n is equals to 4 pi by rho A. And we know the definition, from the definition your D is equals to, that is directivity is equals to 4 pi by beam area. From these two equations, we are saying that your n is equals to D. So, as soon as the number of elements are you are using, you can get your directivity, better directivity. So, if your n is equal to 10, so you are getting better directivity. And also we can express this directivity in terms of half power beam width. So, D is equals to, so already we are saying that 41253 square degrees by theta hp in degrees and pi HP in degrees. So how we will get this? 41253. So 180 by pi whole square into 4 pi. So that is the formula for steradian of a formula for a sphere. So 180 by pi square in pi whole square into 4 pi is equals to 41253 square degrees. Suppose if you want to neglect your minor lobes, then this formula becomes d is equal to 40,000 square degrees by theta HP in terms of degrees and pi HP in terms of degrees. Gain. So one of the important parameter is gain. So gain of an antenna is actual or realized quantity, and always it is less than the directivity because of the ohmic losses. So ohmic losses are, there are two losses are there in the input side. One is the conductive losses, and second one is the dielectric losses in the input side. Due to these losses, what will happen is, so if your antenna is radiating, your structure of antenna gets heated due to these losses. So the gain formula, and also how the gain will be reduced because of the mismatch of the feeding. Also your gain is reduced. So here we can define gain is equals to some factor, that means efficiency factor into directivity. So efficiency factor K is equal to Z by D, and it varies from 0 to 0 is less than equal to K is less than or equal to 1, and this K is also dimensionless. So most of the antennas, for isotropic antenna, the gain value is always 1, and your gain is always less than D. And how to obtain higher gains? Suppose you are seeing the only one antenna, that is dipole antenna, so whose beam pattern is very wider. So see this is the beam pattern of half power antenna, D is equal to lambda by 2 antenna, dipole antenna. Its beam width is very wider, and if you are using number of elements are increased here, so number of elements are increased, then your beams must be very narrower. So the way we can improve the gain of taking the more number of elements, or we can increase the size of our transmitter antenna, then also we can improve the gain. And antenna efficiency or radiation efficiency. So antenna efficiency is defined as that is radiated power to the input power. So input power is equals to, because in the previous slide we explained that input power due to the ohmic losses, there will be some losses in the input side of your transmitting antenna. So total input power is equals to radiated power to the loss power. So the total efficiency is equals to, that means antenna efficiency is equals to the radiated power by P rad by the radiated power plus loss power, plus ideal antenna like isotropic antenna, the losses are 0, then your efficiency is equals to 1. That means it is having 100% antenna, 100% efficiency. But for practical antennas, that must be less than 1 or less than 100. So we know that radiated power is equals to I square RMS into R rad, and loss power also I square RMS into R loss. So from these two formulas, we are saying that the radiation efficiency in terms of radiated resistance also, that is radiated resistance by radius resistance plus loss resistance. For ideal resistance, that means isotropic antennas, this loss resistance is equals to 0. And front to back ratio. So this is defined as the ratio of major beam to the back lobe. This is the main beam or main lobe, and this is the back lobe. The ratio of the main lobe, that is called FBR, front to back ratio, is equals to the direction of the radiated power in the major direction, major lobe direction, or in the desired antenna direction by the undesired antenna direction, that is back lobe direction. That is called front to back ratio. So, for most of the cases, we want our antenna must be radiated in our desired direction. Suppose this is our desired direction, so always it should be radiated in this direction. So, this parameter, this front to back ratio depends on the frequency of operation. That means frequency is varying, this parameter also varying. And also, if the spacing between these elements, suppose this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 elements are there. If the spacing between these two elements is increased, so then only the FBR, that means front to back ratio also decreases. And this is the most important parameter in the receiving side, than the transmitting side. So, to summarize this entire topic, so we are started with the radiation, that means beam area. So, beam area means the integral of the power pattern. And after that, we are discussed with the radiation intensity, that is the radiated power in a particular direction, and after that gain. So, directivity. So, maximum radiation intensity by maximum radiation intensity is called your directivity, and gain, and finally we have discussed the front to back ratio. So, it is the ratio of the major lobe to the back lobe. Thank you.